Our Faith in a Flash today is going to be about Romans 12:2, which is talking about transformation. Romans 12:2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. Isn't it amazing what a little makeup and some proper lighting can do for a person? That's a transformation of sorts. But in Romans 12:2, what Paul is talking about is the transformation of the spirit, of not worrying about what is happening in the world, but worrying more about what your life looks like to God. And it's very interesting that Paul would be the one to write this, because as you may know, or maybe you don't know, Paul used to be called Saul, and he hated Christians with a passion. He traveled all over the area, hundreds of miles at a time, to track down followers of Jesus and punish them, sometimes killing them. He was not a nice man to Christians. So one day, on one of these journeys where he's trying to find followers of the way, which is what they called Christians back then, Jesus was the way, he's on the road to Damascus with a couple of friends, and there's a loud sound and a bright flashing light. And Jesus is there to visit Saul at the time. And he says, Saul, why do you persecute me? And Saul says, who are you? And he says, I am Jesus, the one that you persecute. And Jesus made a promise to Saul right at that time that he was going to transform him and make him a believer and someone who would spread the word of Christ and the word of God, and not someone who would persecute and hate them. And he did. For 3 days, Paul was blind. And then when he was able to see again, he was transformed from Saul to Paul, and he became one of the greatest apostles and authors of several areas of the Bible, and the biggest promoter of Jesus the world ever saw. Like he was more supportive and spoke the word, I think, even more than Simon Peter and Matthew, who wrote like the first book of the New Testament. But Paul was out there preaching. He went to prison for Jesus. He completely transformed his life. And we all need to take a lesson from that. We need to be transforming our life every single day. We need to become, or strive to become, the very embodiment of who Christ wants us to be.